So when I think about buying a car to customize in this game, a 77 Pontiac Firebird does not come to mind. I mean, these things are cool. Like, back in the day, this was the coolest of cool. You know what I mean? Like, they're awesome. They had the big old bird logo painted on the hood, and they were pretty powerful for that time period. But I wouldn't really think about customizing this thing in this game, but then I saw it's a 10 out of 10 customization rating. So we're going to see what this is all about. It's a level 103. It's only going to cost us $27,000. But like I said, most importantly, it's a 10 out of 10 customization. So I have no clue what to expect. But we're going to see what we can do here. Obviously, some engine mods are going to be on the books for us. This thing is pretty slow, but like I said, it is from the 70s, so it's been a while since this thing ruled the road. We're gonna bring her back up to speed of modern standards, and I'm gonna see you guys once we get in the garage. So obviously we could go with some sort of a forced induction here. You know, we've got turbos, twin turbos, roots, and centrifugal superchargers. All of these would really kind of make a pretty big difference here, but I think I'm gonna leave it as is. We're at a 315 without that stuff, which is still pretty solid. And I mean, this thing was originally naturally aspirated, so I guess we can kind of stick with the roots a little bit. We'll see how it works out. If we feel like it's a little slow, it needs a little boost to the acceleration, we can definitely do that later. But let me see what the community has for us for wraps. Ooh, dude, this is going to end up being pretty cool, isn't it? So we've got a white one here. We've got like a satiny black one here. We've got orange. Ooh, that's pretty nice. We've got an all matted blackout carbon, but you still have the special lines on it. We've got, looks like we've got a gray. I think you might be able to take the Firebird logo and stuff off in the settings, but I mean, honestly, some of these carbon fiber ones look pretty sick. I might go for something like that. All right, let's see what kind of customization we have here. So starting off with the hood, we've got a secondary Pontiac hood without the bird on it. We've got the twin scoop hood. That is kind of crazy. We've got a huge scoop hood, or we've got that. This is you, and this is the guy that she told you not to worry about. Holy cow. I think I'm gonna go with the twin scoops though. I feel like those look a little bit more unique. So we've got that. We can change up the grill here. I'm thinking we're gonna kind of add a little bit of mascara. Looks pretty good. For our headlights, can we make these more modern? Yeah, I'm gonna go more modern, dude. This almost looks like something out of Cyberpunk 2077 or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like this is something you'd find in that. So I'm gonna go with this little bit crazier front end here. We can go with the splitter. Oh man, we've got a lot of options. That is kind of crazy. I guess I'm gonna go with something like this. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. I like it, but I also don't at the same time. Let's keep going. Wow, that is the fattest body kit I've seen in a while. I'm gonna go with this one. Dude, what in the world is happening? Why is this so ridiculous? Why is this one of the craziest vehicles that I think I've ever seen? Why are there so many customization options? Was this thing really that heavy into customization? What in the world? I'm gonna go with the fat wide body on the rear. We're gonna go with the double lipped one up front. And then we're going to go with the fat on the rear. Or should we go with the fat on the front? The fat on the front actually looks pretty good. I'm going to go with that. All right, cool. Looks good to me. We've got some mirror options. Can make the mirrors a little bit thicker. What else does that do? It looks like it might change the color on the front side. It just gets rid of the gold trim. All right, so I guess we could go with that. $750, no big deal. Looks good to me. Let me see what else. Ooh, we've got a roof light bar we could put on here. I feel like that kind of kills it a little bit. We do have a roof option. Oh, we could take the T-tops off. Okay. This is pretty cool. So I'm gonna go T-tops off, side rear windows open, but the slats over the rear window. That looks pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie. All right. I see what we're working with here. Rear canards, we don't have any parts available. I'm gonna change up our rear bumper to start things off because this is probably gonna be our biggest change. So we can go with something like that. We're definitely gonna need a fat old diffuser on there to make up for all that lost room. Bro, what is happening? Where's our exhaust? Exhaust we're gonna be able to change. I'm gonna go with something kind of ridiculous. Most likely, the most ridiculous thing we can find. We're gonna go with those guys right there. Oh my goodness. All right, let's see what our taillights can do. I kind of like those. Dude, that almost looks like a Viper. All right. So we've got that there. Obviously, we're going to want to black out our license plate. So I think this is probably going to be our best option. Kind of go with the big solid solid cover. And then I'm going to call this thing the, I'm going to call it the Phoenix. Because it's a Firebird. Kind of a Harry Potter reference. I guess we could call it Fox. Would be a little bit more of a Harry Potter reference, but I feel like that's kind of cool. Trunk lid we can change. Oh yeah, that looks nice. Kind of vented out a little bit. And then spoiler, do we want to add a bigger spoiler? Honestly, the stock spoiler looks good. We can go bigger and crazier if we want. I'm kind of tempted to do that one. What on earth is happening, dude? This is one of the dumbest things I think I've ever seen in my life. So let me see this versus this. Ooh, see, that one's really, really clean. But I kind of want to do this one just because it's silly. So I think we're going to do it. All right. Well, my friends, this is definitely an interesting build. Let's see what we can do for rims. Found literally the perfect option. I don't think there's a better option in the entire game, dude. This looks so good. The rims match this thing perfectly. You've got the black in the background mixed with the hint of gold on the side. Probably the most gold on the entire car. We did delete a lot of the gold, but you still have the gold Firebird on the side, kind of like the B-pillar back there. And then you've also got, I think there's still a little bit up around the headlights if we come up front. So those rims just, they kind of tie everything together here, dude. This looks immaculate. Oh my goodness. All right, so for effects, nitrous color, I mean, we could make it red. Let's make it red. Could be kind of interesting. This thing is pretty intense, so I feel like red is a decent color for it. Should we go red underglow? I'm down to do red underglow as well. We could do a lime to match the gold a little bit better, but they don't have a solid gold. It's a gold step that pulses. I think it looks stupid. Stance, definitely gonna lower this thing a little bit. Dude, this is a Knight Rider. Holy cow. Let's listen to this exhaust. Definitely gonna bump all those all the way over to the right. And there you have it, my friends. That is our brand new Pontiac Firebird. She looks absolutely insane. Those headlights are something that nightmares are made of. Like, I feel like it's just staring me down right now. This thing looks incredible. Hopefully it drives just as well. So I forgot to bring up the screen after we built it, but this thing did end up with over 700 horsepower. It's got a 0 to 60 of, I want to say 3.1 seconds or something like that. So it's definitely not going to be our fastest car. We definitely didn't max this thing out like we could have. But that doesn't mean that this thing's not still going to be a beast, you know what I mean? And honestly, I mean, this is a cool look. I can feel the wind in my hair. Probably not the best idea to take these freedom panels off in the rain. Or T-tops, they're called freedom panels on Jeeps. But, yeah, not our best idea in that regard, but still, I look pretty cool and everybody can see me looking cool, you know what I mean? They can just watch me, so... This is gonna be a lot of fun. I'm excited for this. This thing just, I think it's gorgeous, honestly. I started this episode thinking like, yeah, I've always appreciated these cars. They were never super special to me. I know what they represented. I know they're a big deal back in the day, and yeah, it is a beautiful car, but I didn't know we were gonna be able to make it look this cool. Dude, this thing looks amazing. Those rear fenders, they have that little extra vent in the back. This thing, it looks really good. Like I think we did a good job with this, so. Let's see if we can bring the old school to the new school, baby. Here we go. Let's show these youngins what we're all about. I guess there is an R34 over there, so kind of old school, but still much newer than what we're whipping. Seen all these Porsches and Jaguars and stuff like that. About to show y'all some real Pontiac muscle. I haven't really heard of Pontiac in a while, to be honest. What have they been, do they make cars still? Is that still a thing? I know they had like the G6, that was a pretty popular kind of, you know, mid-range, lower range car, affordable car. They had, oh, the GTO. I'm we never see the GTO in any racing games. That makes me kind of sad. We got kind of screwed on that corner there. But the GTO was a really cool car back in the day. I remember in high school, one of my friends had a brand new GTO. and I was just extremely jealous. Here I was with my Ford Explorer Sport Track, which I still have to this day and love, but he had this really cool, you know, manual sports car. I was pretty salty about it. He had some very wealthy parents, that's for sure. But yes, they had that. They had the Aztecs. Dude, those things, I don't care what you say. Yes, they're ugly, but those were actually kind of cool. They had, like, you could fold down the rear tailgate, and it had, I think, didn't some of them have a cooler in it? Some of them had, like, a little butt imprint where you could sit your butt into, like, a seat. They were pretty cool, dude. They had, like, outlets back there and speakers and stuff. It was meant to almost be like a Wrangler, you know what I mean? Like, you go to the beach and hang out in that thing. Those were pretty cool. Now that they aren't making cars anymore, are they? I'm gonna sound really stupid because all these cars I'm listing are like over 10 years old. I'm not even, hold on, let me check for a second. Oh, yeah, they went defunct back in 2010. They're under GM, of course, but that brand went defunct back in 2010. Dude, that's kind of sad. That gives a whole new meaning to this episode here. My dude, you were cool back in 77, but your company literally doesn't exist anymore. How does that make you feel? That's probably not a very good sign. How do you get, like, replacement parts for those cars and stuff? Now, I guess there's probably still quite a few floating about, but, I mean, eventually you're just not going to be able to fix them anymore. That's interesting. I don't know. So, anyway, got a nice little win in our first race. Not too bad. She feels fairly fast, but I'm tempted to throw the turbo. Let's do one more race, and then I'm going to throw the turbo in her for the last race. How's that sound? I would like to have a little bit more speed, but it's also nice to do some of these races that we don't typically do. So like this one over here, Columbia, level 320. We're at 315. I'm down for a challenge. I feel like the moodiness of this day in this game fits this car perfectly. We've got such an angry growl. We're all black, made out of carbon fiber. Ooh. Watch out there, Trev. We're good. Oh, that's a tree, though. That's not gonna feel good. But yeah, this thing is super moody. You know, kind of feels a little mean, a little mischievous, up to no good, that sort of thing. And we've got this super overcast, not sunny, not beautiful day. I feel like it kind of fits the vibe a bit, dude. I love those headlights. And obviously, very new school being brought into an old school car, which typically I kind of like, to be honest. I'm a fond of that. I'm fond when it complements it nicely. Sometimes you can get a little bit gaudy, but yeah, I feel like they're a good fit. So here we go. We hit some things on the way to this race. So we're a good, I don't know, 30% down on our health here. We got to be careful. We got a point-to-point race. Sprint to the finish. Let's get it, baby. Let's see what this thing can do. So like I said, I mean, I think we are going to put the turbo in there, but we can still hoof it. That guy on our right back there just ate some grass. We've still got quite a bit of power. It looks like we're actually maxing out at about 170 coming up this hill here. First is kind of pulling away on us, but we're going to be okay. Let me see. Oh, dude, we've got a long straight all the way through here. As soon as we earn that nitrous again, we're going to blast it. We still have time. Come on. On the downhill, we caught some momentum. We're going to get past him. Let's go, baby. Woo! Top speed of 219 miles an hour. We hit it. And now we're going to have to get through this corner. This thing is, it's pretty big and bulky. It's definitely a little slow through some of these corners, a little bit slower to react, so gonna make sure that we brake nice and early and don't mess anything up. I mean, once you get it in a corner, it kind of feels pretty good. It kind of feels like I'm riding a refrigerator, if that makes sense. Like, it takes a little bit to get it moving, but once it's moving, she's gonna slide for a bit. Plus, we've got these nice slicked up roads from the rain and stuff. Ooh, we've got another nitrous. I'm gonna wait to hit it, bro. Sometimes you gotta know when to hit it and when to quit it. I'm gonna quit it for right now. We're gonna go around this next corner, and then we're gonna use it on that big long straight. We're gonna go left and then kind of a very slight right, and then we're gonna launch this thing. Here we go, baby. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. Back up to that max speed. Just trying to stay out ahead of these guys. We got a little left-hand turn. We could go through the gas station, but I'm not gonna. Oh, There would have been a lot of barricades we'd have to smash through. I think that would have slowed us down a little bit too much. Dude, this race is insane. This is just full, flat out, all the way through. I love it. See, races like this, we don't really do all that much because we don't really have cars in this this speed rating, this level. Okay, so that hurt us a little bit there. We're going to be fine, though. 50% of the way through the race. Getting back up to speed. Our nitrous has been refilled. Let's just keep it simple here, Trev. Just keep it simple. Make sure you hit these turns. This brings me back to the good old days of when we first started, man. We haven't raced around some of these areas in a while. It feels good. Here we go. All right, so we're gonna hit a nice long turn here, and when we come out of this, I know this part of town, baby. We got a long straight, so we can just hit this. I might mess around and fix ourselves up a little bit, and look at that. We already got our nitrous back, baby. Woo! See, with a little finesse, this thing can actually get it done. She's definitely not the fastest on the track, but she's one of the prettiest, and if you know how to treat her, she'll do you well. I just can't believe how long this race is, dude. This is... Oh, shoot! We've been doing so well, too. A lot of it's just like flat, wide open spaces. It's kind of fun. Honestly, we should... Even though we would absolutely blow people away, I think I'm going to use this as a warm-up for one of our mega supercars in the future, one of our hypercars. When we're maxed out at 400 plus and we top speed of like 250 plus or something ridiculous. I don't even know if you can get that in this game. We're going to do this race. It's called Columbia. And we're just going to use it to test our speed. Here we go. Let's test our 90s. Ah, look at that. Your boy's got skills. We'll take it. We got another 90 coming up here. I ain't a Fortnite kid, but I can still crank some 90s, baby. Ooh, that one was not. That was not as good. We're gonna be okay. All right, we're 88% through. I would venture to say that we've won this thing. I'm gonna see you guys over the nighttime when we throw a centrifugal turbocharger or supercharger on this thing. I'm sorry, and we're gonna see what kind of power we can get out of that. Dude, this thing looks like Vanta Black. Have you seen the, I think it was an X6 that they put in Vanta Black? It's like the blackest black. It like absorbs light or whatever. It's blacker than like a matte black. This thing doesn't even, it looks like it hasn't loaded in. Oh, there we go. With the street lights, we can kind of see it. But without the street lights, it kind of looks like it hasn't loaded in properly. Anyway, we're back. So I was going to supercharge it, being that it's a V8 and all. But I decided to twin turbo just because it was going to get us a little more power out of it. We added 300 horsepower, so we're now up over 1,000, and it added about 12 miles an hour to our top speed or something. I think we're up near like 325, 330, something like that. So, or 225 or 230. I'm sorry. What am I talking about? 325 miles an hour. That's not going to happen, Trev. So, this thing should be a little more powerful, a little bit more exciting. I guess we'll see what happens. This is going to be our final race. Brought us up to a level 360. I think this is a level 350 race. It's the closest thing I could find. Here we go, fellas. This should be interesting. Look at the competition. We got Lambos and Porsches and Ferraris, oh my. But we're about to take them to take a class in a vehicle over 40 years old. Let's get it, baby. Here we go. So I was gonna supercharge it, given the fact that we've got a V8, but a twin turbo is going to give us a little bit more performance, so I decided to go with that instead. It added about 300 horsepower, so we're up over 1,000 now, which is kind of insane. And it also added, I think, like 12 or 13 to our, ooh, jump in this car, 12 or 13 miles an hour to our top speed, so we're up around like 225 or 230 now, so we kind of started to max out a little bit in the last episode, or the last race, I'm sorry, not the last episode. And we'll see if we can do the same thing here. Woo! What's up, bro? Nice Corvette you got there, but it ain't a Firebird, baby. Caw-caw! About to fly right over you fools. Oh, man. So I will say it's definitely faster, but it still kind of handles like Djibouti, if that makes sense. It does not handle very well. We're going to cop over on our right over there. I don't think he's going to mess with us. Trying to save up our nitrous. 60% of the way through this. Okay. Since when did they put that pole there? Seriously. Do we have time to use our nitrous? Dude, this is gonna be our time to use it. Woo! Since when did they put that pole there? And now you want me to snake these hills up this mountain? And this thing? Dude, you could put nice pants on a... I don't even know what kind of reference I was gonna make there. You could put makeup on a turd, but it's still a turd. You know what I mean? Like, this thing does not handle very well. Yes, it's got a little bit more speed now, but that doesn't mean it can really put that speed to the ground. It doesn't mean it can corner. What in the world just happened? I just saw that guy in the green Porsche pass away in front of us. May he rest in pieces. See what I mean, though? This thing, it hardly freaking moves, man. Come on. Go. Beat him up the line. Beat him up. 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 No. Yes. Woo. Let's go, baby. This video is getting demonetized, and I'm going to see you guys later. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to catch you guys in the next episode of Need for Speed Heat. This was a fun one, but I would not recommend it. She's pretty, but she does not get the job done. She is not all that fun to drive, even when she's been maxed out. So, I'll see you guys later. Drop a like if you enjoyed. Let me know which vehicle you want to see next. Peace out.